What's up, YouTube? So we are going to try to hit a practice day this Friday at Ransomville Speedway. Probably not going to race this weekend, but we are going to try to hit up practice day, knock the dust off her, and go out and have a little bit of fun, drive around. We'll try to get some video of that, obviously, because that's what we're going to be doing. We did land a new sponsor for the car, Walton's Way Angus Beef. And I'm not going to lie, it is by far the best beef I've ever had. And I'm not just saying that because they sponsor me. I said that before they sponsored me. So they'll be landing the spot right there, that big white spot, Walton's Way. So if they see this for some reason, thanks for coming on board, guys. But I want to show you our new project, okay? I drove all the way down to the border of Kentucky. So all the way down to Ohio, on the Ohio River, right on the border of Kentucky, Sunday, and picked up a new project. I've been looking for a while for a 4-cylinder car to bomb back and forth to work, something a little 4-cylinder, a little 5-speed, something kind of fun. And I accidentally stumbled upon a vehicle that I have wanted forever. It's not exactly the best thing for, well, is it the best daily driver? No, probably not. Is it something that should be driven in the winter? No, probably not. Is it one of the most iconic cars ever in history? Yeah, it is. It's a Volkswagen Beetle, but it's not any Beetle. It's been modified into a Baja Bug. Yeah, let's take a look at this thing. Okay, so what we have here is a Baja Bug. This flavor is the 1973 standard Beetle flavor. As my daughter would call the McDonald's livery, we're definitely not keeping that. That has to go bye-bye. Yeah, so it's a Beetle, 1600cc Volkswagen Beetle. As of right now, this is how we're going to leave it. But they do make a swap kit for an Ecotec. And since we race Cobalts, we have Ecotec stuff all over the place. It's a swap plate that basically bolts the Ecotec engine right up to the VW transmission. So this is like maybe 50 horsepower. With the tune and everything with the Ecotec will be like 180 horsepower. So that's a significant upgrade. But anyways, this thing, let's talk about this thing. It does need a little bit of love. As you can see, I mean, it's not quite finished. The guy started, building it into a Baja, and he did a pretty good job. The guy's name was Jason. He's probably a subscriber now, so thanks, Jason. It's nice meeting you, man. Yeah, so we got the cage and stuff for the back of this, the back bumper system. I ordered the mounts. That stuff should be here hopefully end of the week, beginning of next week. We did order Nerf bars. Those are a couple weeks out because they make them when you order them. So we've got those coming for the sides. Interior in this thing's in pretty good shape. Not too bad. It's a 73. I mean, it's old, so it needs a little bit of love, but there's some little bit of rust repair in there in the floors, heater boxes and stuff, whatnot. It's a Baja, so the heat's not actually hooked up anyway, so we'll probably just fabricate some patches and patch up the stuff in there. I actually just got done a couple minutes ago mounting this nose piece, but it's a one-piece flip-open nose, but I got a little more trimming to do in the front for clearance, but it's on there. It's bolted on. We got to figure out some stuff on how to exactly we're going to fasten the nose. Hood pins are cool, but the fuel door is like right here. So this has to get opened every time I put fuel in it. And I plan on driving this thing a lot. So either I cut a hole, which I don't really want to do, or I make this as convenient as possible to open. So I actually ordered some of those rubber latches you see like on Jeeps and stuff, those little rubber pull things. And I think we're going to notch this out a little bit right here and put those on there so that we can these will work great as guide pins to get it lined up, but then we'll have those rubber things to snap up to actually hold this down, and it should also hold it in. I could do a Zeus fastener or more hood pins, but I don't want to have to take 4 pins out every time I want to put gas in the car. So we'll probably replace these homemade pins that Jason made with some aluminum actual hood pins, and we'll keep them real short because they're really just going to be guide pins to get that thing where it's supposed to be and kind of hold it back. And then I'll actually use the rubber latches on the sides to hold this thing down and firm in place. But yeah, we're getting there. Obviously, everything needs to be cleaned up a little bit. We're gonna paint it because this yellow is not my color, and red and yellow together, definitely not. But Jason bought these really cool headlights for it, LED signals included. So we gotta do some fabrication work to get these things mounted up. I'm not gonna actually mount them in the nose. I'm actually gonna build a frame behind here, probably off the bumper, and then we'll actually take, a cutter and we'll open this up and have the light behind it. So then you can swing the hood open and the light doesn't actually go with it because you'll need extra wire and stuff if you do that. So this will be stationary, mounted to the car somehow behind that. And then when you open and close the hood section, it'll stay there. So I actually just went and got bolts for that. So we got a little bit of work to do here, little project, little fun. We're going to drive this thing. My buddy DJ knows more about these things than I do. And it needs a little bit of wiring and stuff for lights. And as you all know, I don't do wiring. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to get all the off-road stuff mounted. I'll get the bumpers mounted, the hood and everything mounted, all this stuff mounted all the way, permanent. Hopefully the Nerf bars and stuff get here. We definitely got to do some stuff down there to even mount the Nerf bars. But when we get all that stuff mounted up, I got to get the back bumper mounted, and I got to make some plates to put the taillights in the back bumper and weld on a bracket for license plate and all that other stuff. So a little bit of fabrication, and then it'll go to DJ, and he will do the wiring and tune the carburetor and stuff because that's a little off. And then this thing should be running and driving at that point. We should be able to, once DJ's done, we should be able to drive this thing around and have some fun with it. So this is the new project, but Friday, we're going to try to get this thing out on the track and run some laps, knock the dust off it, get a little seat time. So that's what we're doing in this video. We're gonna drive this. Probably gonna play with this a little bit, but a little back and forth. It's so cool. My kids absolutely love it. I think it's the coolest thing ever. So let's do this thing. All right, well, the weather in New York today is pretty nice. It was frosty this morning, but then the sun came out and it got pretty nice. However, tomorrow and the rest of the weekend are going to be rainy and gross. And the track we are going to go to, it is like 84% chance of rain right in the afternoon when we're supposed to be practicing. So yeah, I'm not even going to try. It's over an hour away. In order to go, I would have to load up tonight so that everything was ready for me to leave right after work tomorrow. So unfortunately, yeah, we're, again, not going to get to any seat time in the old girl over here. So that's okay. As much as I would love to get some seat time, I would also love to play with our new project. So that's what we'll do this weekend. We will tinker with this thing. We've got some body work to do here. There's a little bit of fiberglass damage that we need to take care of. I almost have this nose completely mounted at this point. So we will work on that, getting that thing. I got to fabricate some mounts for the front bumper. And we're actually going to fabricate mounts off the front bumper to hold those cool headlights that I showed you. So we're going to work on that. I don't have the rear mounts, the rear bumper cage mounts yet. I don't know that they're going to be here. I don't think the hood latch things, the rubber things, I don't think those are going to be here. Last I checked, they were someplace in Kentucky when I tracked them, and it's Thursday. So who knows? Maybe they'll be here Saturday. It's possible. I do get mail on Saturday, so it's possible they might show up. We actually ordered a bunch of stuff today. I ordered wheels. I ordered some hood pins. I don't remember. I ordered a bunch of stuff. Some paint. I ordered paint, but I won't tell you what colors we're doing because that'll be an whole episode by itself. And we might not do a makeover on this thing until later. So I did order the same exact wheels that are on it, and you're probably wondering why. Well, these big knobby meaties they're good for off-road, and they'll probably be good in the snow, but I don't really want to burn them up on the road. And I plan on driving this thing to work a bunch. As long as it's running good and everything seems, copacetic, we're going to send it. So I'm going to order some street tires, some all seasons, so we don't burn up these good meats here. We can save those for playing in the dirt or playing in the snow, whatever it may be. I don't want to mess them all up. So they're the same things because those are the cheapest wheels that I can get for that. They're not my favorite wheels that I can get for that, but the wheels that I actually want are over $200 a piece, and I didn't really want to spend $200 a piece on wheels. I'm not really in a place to do that right now. So, yeah, we got the same ones, but we're gonna paint them. We're definitely gonna paint them. So, that's what we're gonna be working on. We're gonna work on this thing. We're gonna do some fiberglass repair. I gotta stop tomorrow and grab a fiberglass repair kit. But yeah, we'll do some fiberglass repair because the fender on this side's got a big crack in it, and we also have to fill where the old taillight holes are because we're not using any of that stuff. So we're gonna fill in some holes on those fenders. We're actually gonna take those off. I might even spray them. I'm going to spray the inside of all the fenders and wheel well areas with bed liner, and I'll explain that when we get to it. But yeah, a little bit of change of plans. We're gonna have fun with this bug though. Let's do it. It's actually Saturday morning. My decision to not load up the race car was a good decision because like an hour after I recorded that, they canceled. And it's pouring outside right now. So yeah, I mean, it's New York in the spring. It's not really uncommon. Like April showers bring May flowers or some junk like that. Anyways, we're gonna work on this. So you can probably see it from there. There's 2 bolts here holding this front bumper on. That is the only thing holding that front bumper on right now. He never got to fabricating these mounts over here. So we need to weld some brackets on this I-beam to bolt these 2 out here for, to actually finish mount this front bumper, which holds the full rotation of this nose piece. So yeah, we gotta make these brackets. I checked the tracking on the hood latches this morning and they're like in New Jersey somewhere. So they are not going to be here today. So we're gonna work on, we gotta trim some more out of here so that this will clear this stuff back here on the swing. So once we get this mounted, then we'll clearance this for the swing, and then we have to find that happy place where the nose kind of wants to balance and go just past that and figure out how we're gonna stop it. I could probably make a stop down here that stops it, or we can just hook a cable to it with a rivet or a couple cables so that once it passes the balance point, it kind of just stays, the cables catch it and it hangs, so that we can put gas in it down the road, So that's what we're doing. And I don't know if you can see it, but this is all rotted out right here. So we got to kind of figure out how we're going to repair this I-beam where it's a little bit of a mess. We're going to have to kind of clean this up and piece this back together a little bit. So here we go. All right, so see we made some brackets here, one for each side to get the bumper bolted up. A couple quick brackets, nothing fancy, just a piece of sheet steel. And then I kind of sort of re-welded this rot area up here. You can see there was a big lip. This is all formed sheet metal, just like a unibody, but it's sheet metal formed around to hold this bottom tube, lower suspension tube, or whatever you want to call it, part of the I-beam. That was pretty much rotted out and gone on this side, which exposed this lower tube. So we had to do something to at least reattach it to the rest of the I-beam. I don't know how normal guys do this with Volkswagens. They probably do it a lot differently. They probably sell that piece. Who knows? Or they just get another I-beam. You can buy I-beams. But we took some metal here and encapsulated this back in, and then I actually had a piece of quarter round and we kind of remade a rib of some sort there. I'm sure it was there for strength, so we put something back with what we had laying in our scrap pile. So that is what it is. But while I was standing here, I noticed back in there, I don't know if you can see it, there's rot right there all the way across into here. And it's like that on the other side too. So I knew it was rusty a little bit. I didn't know how bad it was. And, when you're looking at something, in somebody's driveway, you don't really notice everything. And I have a weird feeling that if I take my screwdriver and start digging at some of this stuff here, that it's going to pop off. Yep, just like that. And that's all going to be rot in there. So that sucks. So we're gonna have a little more patching to do than maybe I first initially thought. Yeah, that's all Bondo that somebody put over rot. And I don't think the guy that I bought it from knew that was there. I think the person before him probably did that. It looks pretty old. Yeah, so I don't think he knew that was there. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So that sucks, but it is, like I said, it is what it is. So it looks like it only goes back to about here. We'll get the grinder and chip all the rest of this off, though, and wire wheel or something, get all this out of here so we can actually see what we're dealing with. But yeah, it looks like it stops right there. So this is all rot, and it goes in to there. I believe that's all part of the heater channel. I don't think any of that goes into the floor inside. I don't believe. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure how the body comes off here. It looks like there's a screw right here that might hold this body on, but it also looks like maybe it's welded. So that's cool. I don't know if we can get the body off, but we might have to pull the I-beam out so that we can get in here and try to patch this. I don't really know. I'm not entirely sure. I've never worked on Volkswagens before, so we obviously have some patchwork to do in these wheel wells. I mean, 'cause you see, this is the floor pan here, and I do know that you can take all the bolts out of the floor pan and out of this, and that this whole bottom piece with the suspension and everything all the way to the back, you can lift the body right off, and this pan stays just like a go-kart. But I don't know what this screw right here is that it doesn't look like we can get to. So yeah, not that it would stop anything as rotted as that is from us lifting the body off, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into this. We might have to lift this body up off of the pan to repair some of this, or maybe not. Maybe we just patch it and call it a day. I don't know. Let's see what the other side looks like. Let's see. Whoop. Oh, ow! I just kicked something on the floor. Yeah, this has got Bondo all over it too. These kind of look like rot holes, but they also kind of look like somebody just punched through. That's where the old fender used to mount. I was gonna patch those, so I think it's maybe partially rot, partially maybe there was a threaded hole here and it stripped or something, and I don't know what they did there. But it looks like, I mean, the metal kind of feels thin, like it was rusty, but it also kind of feels like maybe they just, like, looks like they kind of tack welded a piece of steel in here and threaded it to hold the fender on back in the day at some point. We're gonna just put patches over those, but I have a feeling that all of this is just fiberglass over rot. I kind of had a feeling when I looked at it that it was. I mean, we have rot under here. Again, that's the heater channel, I believe. So yeah, that's awesome. I think we might have to lift the body up and patch that. And we got some rot in the actual chassis here. I believe this is a body mount, but we'll figure it out. All right. I took my body hammer to it, and yeah. That is not how you that's not how you fix rust. There's no way Jason knew that was quite that bad, I don't think. I mean, he definitely didn't do it. That was in there a long time. That somebody at one point in time, when Jason bought this car, the guy I got it from, it had a full body on it. It was a regular old Beetle, had fenders and everything on it. And whoever did a restore, or I'm going to call it a restore, at some point in time did this. You know, they did whatever they were doing here to try to hook the fenders back on and stuff. Yeah, somebody did this and made a mess out of everything. So, I mean, luckily I just got to get some tin. I might even have enough tin here to make some pieces to stitch in here and rebuild this. And then back here, this is a rot hole. It's the back of a hole. That's a chunk of Bondo right there. But we'll have to get in here and we'll have to clean, the metal up all around here. We'll have to put a patch over this and a patch over this. As far as the front, I don't really know what we're going to do in there because I can't very well get to it without actually lifting the body off. And like I said, there's another, like what looks like the top of a screw coming up through here. And we have some rot here, which I don't even know what I'm supposed to do about that because that's actually part of the pan. I mean, I guess I could, yeah, I don't even know how to address that. That's a mess. I might have to go online and watch a video on YouTube, just like you right now, on how to take the bodies off these things. That's all full of dirt. And figure this out. I can patch, obviously, this from right here. The front, I can't very well patch from out here because I just can't get to it with everything here. This is all fuel line, too, so we got to be careful if I'm going to go in there and weld. So that's an electric fuel pump that Jason actually did put in. So he knew this rust was here, but I don't know if he knew quite how bad it was. And if you look, that right there, I don't know if you can see that, looks to be fiberglass webbing or something, and that's the inside of that heater channel. So that rot goes all the way into the floor. But like I said before, we're not using the heater channels because the heater channels run off the exhaust in the back, and we don't have that anymore. If I put heat in this car, it'll have to be electric heat, which we might do. But I do have to do something here to keep moisture and everything out of that area back there. So, yeah. I'm going to have to figure this out. Probably going to have to lift the body off. So I'm going to have to watch a video on how to do that because I don't know how. Or at least lift it high enough so that I can repair it. I think I can just unhook the steering knuckle on the other side, and then probably I can just unclamp this filter that's on here because the fuel tank's part of in the body up there. And then I should be able to unhook some wiring maybe and get this thing lifted up off of here, which sucks, but it is what it is. It'd probably be a lot easier, honestly, to fix the floor pan that's rotted back there at the same time. It's turning into more than I wanted it to. This might be how it is for the summer. We might just leave this the way it is for now and drive this thing around and have some fun with it. And then when winter comes, maybe we will attempt to lift the pan off and repair it. Or maybe we'll do it in the spring. I don't know. We're probably not doing it right now. But yeah, rust. Rust is cool. Not. I wasn't real happy about that rust. And yeah, so I trimmed the front of this so that we can open this now. Of course, this one hood pin on this side still gives me trouble. We're going to fix that later. Let's get this off the hood pins. It's stuck. So I trimmed it so that we come all the way forward now. The problem is it goes all the way until it stops here, touching. We don't want to do that because it's going to mess the paint all up. So we've got to find that happy place where it kind of, sort of still wants to go forward on its own, but doesn't want to go backwards. So there's the balance point right about there. So we need to like figure out how to make it stay like right here. I gotta fabricate something to stop it right there. Or maybe we just get some cable and some rivets and we just throw a couple cables on it to stop it right there. Right there is where it needs to stay. So it comes up and stops. How are we gonna do that? Well, it looks like we could just weld maybe some tabs on the front here to stop it from going any further. A piece of angle or something maybe. That could work. Huh. How do we want to do this? Well, it opens, okay? That's where we're at. If we put cables, we're going to have to put a rivet through here someplace with a cable on the inside hooked to the chassis so that it stops, so the cable gets taut. Or what I was talking about is down there on the front, I could weld a little piece of angle iron or something on there sticking out so that this lip here catches it at the point where we want it, which is also an option. Yeah, cool. All right. Shit. Swear words are coming right now. I kept poking at it with my hammer to see how bad it actually was. And as you can see, there was Bondo all through here. And then I thought this was just some surface glass of Bondo, but it was actually like a ball. And when I hit it, it went all the way through into the floor. Yeah, you can see the driver's door and the driver's seat over there. That's what you're looking at over there. Fuck. This sucks mountains of dick. The more I look at it, the way the body comes across the floor pan here, it almost looks like it starts heading down because I think this whole corner of the car is sinking. Because if you look in there, that is fiberglass mat that somebody put over the heater channel on the inside. I am gonna have to lift the body off. This blows how absolutely bad this is in this corner. And then I walked over to the other side. The other side looked better until I started tapping on it. I thought we were like up here was good, and then I wanted to make sure there wasn't Bondo back here, and this is just really thin. And my hammer went right through it with I'm not hitting it hard here. I'm not hitting it hard. That's how thin that is. It's like tin foil. That probably went all the way into the cabin. Oh, it did. I can totally see the floor in there. You can see light on the other side. Fucking sweet. The body has to come off so that we can repair these front corners. Shit. Oh, craptastic and a half. It's got way more rot than I thought it had. And it's going to need a bunch of work. I will probably get the rest of the off-road parts and stuff that I ordered and get that stuff mounted up on the car and take it to DJ so that he can do the wiring and tune and get the motor and everything running good. And then I will probably bring it back here and lift the body up and patch all this shit before we actually put it on the road and start driving it. Because I don't know how well the body's attached here at the front. I have a feeling it's not attached very well anymore. Fuck. I'm going to have to watch a video on how to take one of these bodies off now. And yeah, shit. So that's how we're going to end this video because we're already 20-something minutes into recording. We did not get as much done today as I hoped I would get done. I'm just more angry than anything else at how bad this is. It sucks a lot how bad this is. This side's not as bad as this side, but this is so bad. So bad. Fuck. Well, keep it creative and happy building.